It's Debatable with Mark Gray here on MLBBro.com.
Welcome to Debatable, boys and girls, where we debate, deliberate, and pontificate on all things Major League Baseball in our space. And on this Jackie Robinson weekend, we've got two of the best to help us look back on the legacy of the man who integrated the game first. Joining us right now, former Major League infielder Bip Roberts. Bip, great to have you as the personification of, well, how Jackie used to play the game, my friend. How are you?
Hey, I am doing well. I'm happy to be on the show.
And then, of course, there's the incomparable Mark J. Spears. Now, he spells his name with a C, but that's all right with me. But people don't know, behind the genuine brilliance of being a basketball journalist, it would be safe to say that he cut his teeth as a baseball beat writer, as most great ones do. And Spears, I'll open up Debatable with you today. And from a journalistic context, if Jackie Robinson was here today, what do you think Jackie Robinson would say, certainly about this new rise of Black baseball players, considering Mookie Betts, National League, defending, reigning, most valuable player? You've got two players, both American League and National League, defending, reigning Rookies of the Year, and 8 players at the University of Michigan who went to the College World Series last year that were African Americans. Has the love come back?
I hope so, but I think he would, be optimistic. I grew up watching guys like Bip and Ricky Henderson and Dave Stewart, the end of Reggie Jackson's career, and falling in love with baseball, going to the Oakland Coliseum on Saturdays, paying $5 for a bag lunch and an outfield ticket, and we'll go watch. They give me a free hot dog and some sunflower seeds and a soda, and I just go and left field and go watch Ricky, man. When they used to have left field stands, Bip remembers those days, and I saw Black ball players all the time. Like the A's had an all people color outfield with Dwayne Murphy and God, Bip, there was a Latino.
Tony Armas.
Huh?
Tony Armas.
Tony Armas in right field. And I used to love watching that. Now you don't see that so much. So I'm certainly encouraged. I would say Jackie Robinson hopefully would be encouraged by what we're seeing. And I think the key is now getting the younger Black generation to fall in love with baseball in the same way that, we all did.
Bit, what you think about this new renaissance of Black baseball players? You're A's analyst. You get to watch the Byron Bruxtons of the world and the new Jack player coming up these days. Do you see it changing? Do you see the love coming back?
Well, see, I go even deeper. I go back to the beginning levels, little leagues, the Babe Ruth, the guys in high school. And on Facebook, there's a page called Black Boys Play Baseball Too. And it started with maybe 10 people. Now it's at 10,000. And when you go to that site, you see a lot of young kids playing all around the country. And boy, they got some talent out there. So there's players in the pipeline. And then when you get up to the next level and D1s, you start to see, there are Black kids playing baseball. But now when you get to the big leagues, as of opening day 2021, it's still 7%. So we still haven't cracked the top level. And I think that's something that's going to happen, and we have to be optimistic about it. But right now, when I look at it, and I go back to when we played, it was almost 38% of us. And now when I see 7%, that disappoints me because I know that there's talent out there, and maybe they're not given a fair shot, or maybe they're not even given a shot. I see some guys here right now that are probably in AAA that probably should be in the big leagues, but again, you have to earn it. And when I see only 7%, I think Jackie would be a little disappointed in that.
Gentlemen, I'm going to let you go on this one right now. And we got to frame it in the context of the news of the day. Another social upheaval with another African-American man killed not too far from a major league ballpark in Minnesota. So given all that Jackie went through his times and the hell that he had to endure while he was integrating the game, society for African Americans are going through that same type of hell right now. So what do you think baseball's role is in this healing process? They already moved the All-Star game this year, but do you see that as lip service? And does America's national pastime have a greater responsibility to the social justice cause, Biff?
Well, I think everybody has to take that torch and move it forward. I think there's two different Americas out here right now. Us who see the gun and the others who see the badge first. We see the gun first because they're afraid of us. For some reason, there's this fear of Black men. And so when the cops pull you over, and believe me, I've never had a situation like this. I'm only going by what I see now. Every time the officers are to approach us, their guns out first. But when they approach the others, they see the badge first, and there's respect there. So until you can put that gun away and respect me first as a man, you're going to always get me panicking. Because remember, I'm not the one who's the professional. He's the one who's supposed to be the professional. And he's supposed to guide me through the situation when he pulls me over. But he's supposed to be respectful and give me the respect that I deserve. Now, each time he pulls someone else over, the first thing he says is, "How are you doing today?" We don't have that conversation because we know through what we've seen, we're in a panic mode before he gets to the car. They got to do a better job of not forcing us to panic, but allowing us to have that respect so that now we can get through this situation without you shooting or killing us.
Mark, you're the closer.
I appreciate what baseball is doing. Baseball can't save America. America has to save America. And I think it's going to take everybody to say that this is wrong. I had a lot of, after George Floyd, had a lot of white friends call me and say, are you okay? And oh my goodness, this is so awful. I'm like, this ain't new. This been happening to us for 400 years, And for me, when it hit the hardest was Rodney King. And so what I tell them is, regardless to what race you are, if you see any racism or discrimination in any fashion, you need to stick up. Same way, where I'm saying stop Asian hate, Asian people need to fight for Black folks too. Everybody needs to fight for everybody. And until we have that kind of day, the world isn't going to change.
Well said by one of America's great writers. Thank you so much. Mark Spears from ESPN's The Undefeated, and Bip Roberts, the former Major League Baseball infielder who's doing an outstanding job as a broadcaster with the Oakland A's. Gentlemen, thank you so much. And remember, if you leave that stuff hanging out over on the plate, we're going to take you deep.
MLBBro.com, covering Black and brown major leaguers.